G'day! In today's video, I'm having a look at the inside of an Asus VivoBook with the model number UM433D. This particular one came out with a Ryzen 5 3500U as its processor, 8GB of RAM, and also 512GB of storage. There would be different variants of it, but that's what this one in particular had. I'm using a T4 screwdriver to undo it. It's coming apart, well, the screws are coming out quite easily. And I just want to see, A, if the RAM can be upgraded, B, where the M.2 slot is, C, whatever else we happen to find along the way. So I'm curious to see its repairability, and yeah, we'll get in here and find out ourselves. There we go. I do suspect there may be some screws under here, potentially under here. One here, and then 6 along here. This was an older laptop. I doubt there'd be anything under here. Being a new laptop, would not actually surprise me if there's nothing here. Oh, bingo. One hidden screw, which is a Phillips head. Another hidden screw, same style of screw. Go. So apart from these two screws that are hidden, the rest of them are identical. Now let's get in here. And I'm just going to use a thin metal pry tool to see if I can just pry it up slightly. Just like that. And I'm going to turn just slightly to lift it. I'm going to get a nail under there. And then I'm going to use a plastic card to slice through it. And twist. There we go. Now I'm going to keep doing that all the way around the laptop. And just pulling it up just slightly. There we go. And we are in. So from here, from the repair standpoint, it's a little bit disappointing. So if I zoom you guys in, and we'll have a bit of a let's look at this board and see what we find. So what have we got here? We have what looks to be one daughter board, which contains card reader, USB, and headphone jack. This connection here, I'm not too sure. I think that's just a data connection to bridge the daughter board to the main board. We have one CPU fan, which actually, the design of it with the rather dense fans on there is actually pretty cool. So it should be throwing a fair bit of air, this particular one. Granted, it is the ZenBook, which is normally the more premium laptops by Asus, but that looks to be somewhat replaceable. Probably not a cheap replacement. Then if we go across a little bit further, under here I'm not too sure what we got there. At first glance, I initially think that may be, I'm curious if that may be a RAM module hidden under there, but I do believe it's probably more than likely directly soldered onto the main board itself. I'm just going to try and lift that up and take a peek without actually taking the cooler off. Yeah, but that is what I suspect. That is soldered on memory. Sadly, in this particular ZenBook, you cannot upgrade your RAM. Going over, so we have inbuilt onboard memory. We have an integrated Intel Wi-Fi card here. And up here we have the 3500U APU. So, scrolling over a bit further and down, we have the DC power jack right here, which is soldered in, which require a heat gun to be, or a heat gun / desoldering to remove. So you would have to take the whole main board out to replace your power jack. We have a HDMI port and a USB port. And then just here is a removable M.2 NVMe. Take the thermal pad on. It is an SK Hynix brand. This particular one is a 512 gig one, but that would be relatively straightforward to remove. Simply undo this screw. This will lift up and out. I'll put that back on here, like so. The battery itself does look to be removable. This is its connection right here. This silver bit pushes back towards the back of the machine, like so. And then from there, you can lift up and pull towards you the connector. Put that back to how it was. And the battery itself, can be replaced. So at least that is one small positive in a relatively difficult to repair laptop. So that is a bit disappointing how not overly upgradable this particular model is. But it is designed to be thin and light, so that was its main purpose. So while we're here, I will just check the tension on the hinge screws. They always like to come loose, especially most current models. Most machines, after many school days of use, tend to be very loose in the hinge department. Now I'll put this back down, just be able to click it on. There we go. And then from here, it's a matter of putting the screws back in their respective locations. Phillips screws where the Phillips screws went, and the T4 screws where all the other T4 screws went. So pretty straightforward. I'm going to proceed to reassemble the rest of this. The rubber feet do look to be universal to either side. There we go. And I'm going to finish putting this back together, and I'll see you guys in another video. I hope this helps you with whatever you're trying to find out regarding your ZenBook UM433D. Bye.